have a secret to tell you guys, so come in close. I read this book a while ago, so I don't really remember it. So I'm just gonna verbatim read my notes when I read it. Okay, thanks. I read The Ghost Bride, and spoiler, I enjoyed it. But as I informed you in the beginning, I don't remember it. At least not well enough to speak to it without my notes. So you guys get a little reading. So The Ghost Bride is a folklore murder mystery romance with a historical setting. Honestly, all of my favorite things rolled into one with supernatural elements. It just kind of sounds like the perfect recipe for success. So I'm not surprised that I enjoyed the book. That said, this will be a spoiler-heavy summary of the book. So if you don't want the book spoiled for you, bye! It was nice to see you. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Lilan's family is quickly approaching poverty because her father's grief at the loss of her mother has led him to opium dependency. It is on this encroaching squalor that our story begins. Lilan has been asked to be the ghost bride to recently dead Lim Tianqing. I am going to pronounce these names wrong. I'm going to do the best to my ability, and I sincerely apologize. He is the son of a local wealthy family. Lilan, her father, and their grandmotherly servant, Ama, despised the idea and turned it down. So essentially, she is asked to marry his ghost. Even though becoming a ghost bride means Lilan will be lavishly taken care of for the rest of her existence. But after her refusal, Lilan's dreams become haunted by Lim Tianqing, and he's dreadful. An experience is dreadful, and Lilan just wants the whole thing to end. Meanwhile, the Lim family invites Lilan over to their estate, and even though Lim Tianqing's mother is Yan Hong is a pleasant woman, and Tian Bai is a delightful, kind, charming man. So delightful, in fact, Lilan develops a crush on him. After feeling tormented by Lim Tianqing in her dreams for too long, Lilan finally confides in her Ama about what's happening, and together they sweep away to a medium, who tells Lilan to drink a special concoction to dash Lim Tianqing from her dreams and to burn hellbanks, money for the afterlife, in her own name, implying Lilan might die. Dun, dun, dun. Lilan is freed from Lim Tianqing's grasp for a bit until she overdoses on the medium's special powder drink and awakens in the world of spirits. Not dead, but not alive either. Lilan lingers by her body for a while and then leaves. She embarks on a journey in which she learns more about how the afterlife works from a spirit named Fan, who lingers here to see her lover in his dreams, which gives Lilan an idea. She visits Tian Bai in his dream, in which they flirt, and he burns a wooden horse in her name, gifting Lilan the steed in the afterlife. But she must move on because Lim Tianqing revealed that he was murdered earlier in the story, and Tian Bai is the culprit. So she haunts the Lim mansion to learn more. Did Tian Bai really murder his cousin? If not him, then who? Was Tianqing really murdered in the first place? She doesn't learn much, but she runs into a few afterlife officials, ox-headed demons who seek to capture her, and a mysterious spirit named Erlang, who is investigating the Lim family for suspected corruption. I have a little side note here in my notes that says the chemistry between Lilan and Erlang. Oh, it's so much more than anything between Lilan and Tian Bai. End of side note. Erlong recruits Lilan to investigate the corruption case further, and so, in what is called the Plains of the Dead, she goes undercover as a cook servant at the Lim Mansion for the deceased Lim members. So it's a replica of the corporeal world's Lim Mansion, replicated, that feels redundant, in the afterlife, within the Plains of the Dead, where she meets her mother, a cruel play bunny of a woman. To know her mother as heinous really hurts Lilan, because within her memory, her mother was not that way. However, she is comforted by another servant, the elderly Auntie 3. Time passes until Lilan is discovered and thrown in a storage room until the ox-headed demons can arrive to interrogate her. But with the help of Erlang, she escapes and finds proof of the Lim's bribery of the afterlife official, and she is free to return to her body. A nail-biting race to the strange world of not alive, not dead for Lilan culminates in several twists. Lilan's mother is actually Auntie 3, huge relief, and the spirit woman who had taught Lilan about the workings of the afterlife, Fawn, has possessed Lilan's body in the corporeal world and is now pretending to be her, engaged to Tianbai, cruel to Ama, but Lilan has to watch helplessly, trying to convince the living that she is possessed. But too much time has passed. The link between Lilan's body and her spirit has weakened. Lilan's spirit will soon pass, never to be reunited with her body, until Erlong enters and saves her once again with a life-giving breath. Lilan convinces her family cook and Ama that the spirit of Fawn has possessed her body, and Ama exorcises her. Lilan is back, reunited with her body, but the book still isn't done yet. Lilan continues with life among the living now, including her betrothal to Tianbai. It is confirmed that the killer of Lim Tianqing is not Tianbai, but rather Yan Hong. She poisoned his tea. The lethality of the dose, however, was an accident, and Lim Tianqing's mother, whom he had been haunting up until his arrest in the afterlife, because remember, Lilan discovered the evidence that the Lim family was bribing the afterlife officials, corroborating Erlong's investigation. However, since Lim Tianqing had been arrested for proof of corruption, he's no longer hunting his mother, and she has now gone mad with grief. She shoves Yan Hong into a well on the Lim property, and Yan Hong accidentally takes Lilan down with her. Yan Hong escapes, leaving Lilan's rescue up to Erlong, who Lilan has missed desperately. After the life of adventure as a near ghost, Lilan is unsatisfied with her current life, and she realizes she's not actually in love with Tianbai. So she gives up her current existence to be with Erlong, who's a dragon spirit, and will live an exceptionally long life thanks to the life-giving breath that Erlong gave her earlier. And that's where the story concludes. The things that I really enjoyed about this story was the fascinating folklore interwoven with the historical element. I thought made this book really unique. The overall plot, I was hooked. Erlang, love that man, spirit being. Hands down the best part of the book. And then the chemistry. That was so very blatant between Lilan and Erlang. Just was so enjoyable to read. Things I didn't like as much. The writing was a bit clunky in places. Lilan also is not very interesting of a main character. She's just kind of there. The love triangle, I'm not a big fan of love triangles. And then the chemistry between Lilan and Tianbai wasn't good. I did not enjoy their flirtation. The biggest critique that I could give of this story would be Lilan is just a very passive character and narrator. Scenes often happen without her, which forces events to occur only during expository dialogue after the fact that it's already happened. From what I saw online of other reviews of this book, some people disliked the many loose ends of this story. It didn't bother me that much. I really don't mind open endings. However, I can totally understand why it would be irksome to have so many loose ends at the very end. I had no idea that there was a Netflix series based off of this, and so I watched a little bit, 30 minutes maybe, of the first episode. Or did I make it to the second episode? I don't remember. I feel like that gives away how I feel about it. If you enjoyed the book, do not bother with the Netflix series. However, I do think that if you consume it as something entirely separate from the book, and it's simply taking the basic ideas and the character names, however the rest of it is so different, especially tonally, then you might enjoy it. Yeah, that's what I have to say on the Netflix series. All in all, I rate this book fairly high. It was really enjoyable. Erlang, love him, and I very much look forward to reading her other stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stereotypical YouTuber stuff, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye! Also, I don't know how well you can see them, but I'm wearing ghost earrings. I don't know. I thought it was appropriate. I thought it fit. I thought it made sense. Being a boast bride, the lethality of the